if you want to understand the psychology of a man or woman, you need to look at them and see what are they capable of doing or not doing. In other words, there's an experiment where you can test how much pain a person can handle, how much pain a person can handle. Okay, you could do all these experiments and you could find out whether, people are resilient or people are prone to feeling more pain than others. So you can, test in that way, but you can also test to see there are individuals who can watch you going through pain, and they call it sadomasochism. You get turned on, or you're a psychopath. You're not moved by injustice. You can sit back and do nothing. A bit like faith healers who are going around, pretending they're healing people, and the person dies, but they don't care because they got the money at that sucker. Okay? A bit like faith healers. You gotta be a psychopath when people are vulnerable, when people are broken, and you come along and pretend that you have this divine healing, this divine solution, but all you care about is money, and you watch that person dies and then say, well, it was God's will. Okay? So it's a bit like that. People who can just switch off and watch you suffering. If you and your family were starving, or if you and your family, had your door kicked off or whatever, and I had the ammunition, you're crying out to me to help you. I have the ammunition and the ability to help you, but I don't. What's my motives? I watch you suffering, giving you pipe dreams and heavenly spooks and alien talks and mothership while you're suffering. And for 80 years, I become an old man. I lived well in a mansion. I made sure my family are well looked after. I made sure that when I die, the hustle continues. My son takes over. Yet watching you going through persecution and suffering, and all I do is give you ghosts, spooks, and spaceships. What kind of a man am I? Well, that brings me quite beautifully. Or even a child is dying, and the mother watching this, Nation of Islam, they love to use the term mothership. They have this phobia, with these mothers, this mother energy. So let's use the term mother, since the Nation of Islam seem to have a complex with that terminology, and there's a reason for that, but that's my next video, okay? But a mother watches her baby dies, and she could have intervened, but she does nothing. What kind of a mother's that? You say she's a psychopath, she's evil. Yet, that same charge we do not apply to Louis Farrakhan. He never, not once, as he or even his army has gone to the streets and protested. Not him, all rappers, all rappers has ever gone to the streets when black people are killed, and you think they love you, you think they value you. Instead, they, like psychopaths, they're not moved emotionally. Your black death, your black suffering does not move them emotionally. Why not? Who's on their payroll? However, let's move on. Malcolm X. Malcolm X sacrificed this beautiful black angel, sacrificed his life, even to the point of assassination from Nation of Islam.
Assalamu alaikum.
Get your hand out of my pocket! Get your hand out of my pocket, nigga! Get your hand out of my pocket! Get your hand out!
Brother, please hold. Calm down, please.
Oh my God!
Sacrificed his life when a black brother, I think it's called Brother John, were beaten up by the police. What did Malcolm X do? Malcolm X, this is a leader. This is a leader, not shouting religion and that is it. Feeding you religion day in and day out. Malcolm X put his faith into practice because works without faith is dead. Says Timothy, works without faith is dead. Malcolm X went out with an army of black men to let the system know that he meant business.
All right, break it up. You got what you wanted.
No, I'm not satisfied. To the hospital.
Louis Farrakhan has not got one, not even one day has he ever went to the police station. Not one day has he ever been arrested. Martin Luther King got arrested, beaten up. Louis Farrakhan has never been beaten up. In fact, in one of his videos, Louis Farrakhan lied when he said that his house was firebombed. I've looked everywhere. I've looked on every government site. Louis Farrakhan's house was not firebombed. And he was reaching out to his children. Where are you? You know what he's doing? Is guilt complex. Because he's never suffered. Because he's never been tried for his people. He has to make up persecution. He has to make it up. Because he's worried. People question, you're an FBI agent. You work for the system. You've now reached 94 years old and you've done nothing. Nothing for black people. Dr Henrick Clarke, beautiful little black brother, says black people, you have no friends. No friends. All they'll do is pump you religion. It's what Dr. Henrick Clarke says. You know, why do we have to respond to religion? Our nature is religious. Our nature is divine. We don't need to go to some Muslim mosque or church to find the divine. The divine is within us, says the great champion, Dr. Henrick Clarke. He says we have no friends. Nobody loves us. They use us and exploit us and on the payroll of the FBI. Khalid Mohammad, another great warrior. All these black angels, notice they either got assassinated or they died too early. Yet Louis Farrakhan is still the devil. The devil look after his own. The devil in Al Green song. Why to die young? Yeah. Why don't you tell me where she's gone? That's it, the good die young. The good die young. Or they get assassinated. They die young or they get assassinated. But it's interesting. Louis Farrakhan is still alive. Muhammad Ali sacrificed his boxing title, sacrificed it. He walked the walk and talked the talk. In fact, Muhammad Ali's friends, and I've got to say this, white friends, I've got to say this. I don't care if you hate me, you know, nobody funds me, so I don't care, right? Muhammad Ali, white friends, says that black people used him financially at the last breath. I'm making a separate video on this, separate video. You know, Muhammad Ali, our great hero, the charismatic champion, and black people fleeced him of his money. Fleeced him of his money because he was so giving, so gentle and generous. You know, Khalid Mohammad, you know, he was a warrior, a fighter, but he was also tender and gentle. Tried to reach out to Louis Farrakhan, tried to reach out to him. And Louis Farrakhan, to please the Jewish Empire, to please his FBI payroll, Louis Farrakhan, just like he did with Malcolm X, he turned his back on Khalid Mohammad. Louis Farrakhan, who you bow down to and worship as a God Almighty. I tried to warn you about Louis Farrakhan in my older videos. But no, your mind is as such that nothing can wake you up, nothing. I made a video yesterday. I said the reason why you love Louis Farrakhan, because the demon in you recognized another demon. The fake phony in you recognized another phony. You know he has no intention for the black community, and that's what turns you on. Not one black march, not one has Louis Farrakhan ever been on. He's never been in a prison cell. He's never been arrested. Yeah, America's fallen. And with all that, the man's still alive. David Icke has had more death threats, David Icke, than Louis Farrakhan. What does that tell you? Yet still, you all hang on. Look, they say, well, he's got security. They took out Saddam Hussein. They took out Colonel Gaddafi in a separate country. If they wanted to, they could poison Louis Farrakhan's water pipe. They can poison his food. If they really wanted to, they could take him out. But if you ever watch a vampire movie where you got these people get bitten and they get poisoned by the vampire, but then you have somebody who's normal, then suddenly the vampire goes to bite that normal person, but they stop because that normal person starts to transform into a vampire because they've got bitten. They recognize the vampire blood. They're inside another vampire. You know, and it's the same thing. Black people recognize the evil inside Louis Farrakhan, the evil in ourselves, that we don't give a damn about our race. So what do? We deliberately fund people who we know full well have no intention of building schools. No intention. The demon inside of us, the devil at work inside of us, will fund these liars and phonies. Because we hate each other. We hate each other to kingdom come. He'll never stop. But I'm sidetracking. Khalid Mohammad tried to reach out to Louis Farrakhan, and he wouldn't have it. He wouldn't have it. He had to, you know, please, oh please, master, give me my paycheck. I tried to warn this man's a phony. Martin Luther King got arrested, watered down, beaten up, spent time in prison. Muhammad Ali sacrificed his boxing. What has Louis Farrakhan sacrificed? What has he given? Just because I have a diamond ring Don't make me. I used to be a follower of Louis Farrakhan. I had me and my brother, I had all his videos, and all it took was him saying, just because I've got a diamond ring. I said, nah, something don't add up. It's like me jumping in my Jaguar, in my Lamborghini, in my Ferrari, and I'm saying to your poor black ass, just because I got a Ferrari, don't make me better than you. I'm flaunting in your face. I'm deliberately stirring you up. And by the time I saw that, just because I got a diamond ring, I knew straight away he was showing off. And that's when I stopped following him, and I began to find out things about him. That video alone, but he killed Malcolm X, and you still won't wake up. And that's the reason why we will perish. These black angels, Dr. Henrick Clarke, Khalid Mohammad, Muhammad Ali, Martin Luther King, beautiful black men that have transformed the lives of black people. We would not be in the state we're in now if those black men were alive. Look at Louis Farrakhan. Look at him. The man's I can't stand him. And I made the video yesterday saying that when he dies, I'll be making a celebratory video because a guy has done, he's an FBI. The FBI says that the next leader after Malcolm X was assassinated the same time. Louis Farrakhan was standing there, and they said the next leader will be working for us. The FBI said that. The next leader will be working for us. And Louis Farrakhan was standing right there when they said it. Hence why he will never. Look, the kingdom can't divide against itself. He'll never help you. The kingdom can't divide against itself. He's on a payroll. He can't serve two masters at the same time. You must love one and hate the other. You can't serve black people at the same time serve your FBI agents. You can't do it. And hence why the Nation of Islam haven't got a history, a good history where black people are concerned. They kill us, they murder us, and they do not attend black marches.